Hi, welcome again. I'm Dr. Charlie Ferrer, and today I have Terrence Benjamin with me, our native New Yorker, and he's going to be talking about his art and where he gets his ideas from and where all these wonderful images come from. And Terrence, tell me a little bit about yourself, and when did you start doing your drawings? Well, not drawings, but your photography. You have an awesome eye, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much, Doctor. Well, I started doing my photography 10 years ago. It was basically simple, just going to an electronics store, buying a point-and-shoot camera, and basically started taking photos from there, and then took courses at college. And from the critique of the professors, they were very, they showed that I was very, very impressed. So therefore, I just went with it, and now I just do it out of passion.
Yeah. And where do you find your art? I mean, do you set it up? Do you put the images together, or do you just walk around the city and find something?
Well, I do a little bit of both. As for this picture, for example, basically I was walking around the city late at night and just looked at the photos, or looked at the scene in front of me, and the feeling came over me and I just took the picture. That was it. And
it came out beautifully. Do you enhance your pictures in any way, or
no,
do you?
I don't enhance any of my pictures. They're all raw, as I call it. There's no need to. I find it as an artist, if you're going to take a photo of any type, you shouldn't edit it or anything like that. Keep it as it is. It has its own character.
So it's its own raw value.
Right.
And do you look for an emotional component? I mean, how does that work for you?
Well, yes. Whatever emotional feeling I feel in the photo, I try to bring out into the photography. As in this one, I felt like, the light, which this one's called the Saint of Williamsburg because of the light. The street lamp it is. It looks like a saint that's looking over Williamsburg, making it feel peaceful. So I was trying to go for a feeling of peace, tranquility, and happiness. And
you did capture that. I mean, if you're looking at it from the perspective of a saint looking down, an angel looking over. And how does your family interact with you on your paintings? Or I keep saying paintings because to me anything that's art is painting, even if it's photography. So how do they feel about your photographs? I mean, and you travel quite a bit for your work.
Well,
so.
I'm kind of I haven't been really open about my photography with my family, but I've recently been showing them and then showing them where my direction is with them, and then now they're being more supportive and actually impressed. They thought they didn't know what I was doing. I was keeping everything under wraps until I was ready to show them. Yeah.
Okay. And you talked to me earlier when we were talking privately. You mentioned something about creatures in the dark. Tell me what that means.
Well, creatures in the dark was basically a thought about. Let's just say this. You ever hear about fish deep down in the sea? That they glow in the dark so they can see.
Right.
So I just came up into that thought of, what if I can make a human or into a beast in the dark, in pitch dark, but they glow in the dark so you can see them and see their beauty, and their inner beauty reflects on the outside. So I used body paint, and I used the bodies as a canvas, if you would, to create that feeling.
Which is that new piece that you said that you're breaking or you're branching into is the body art.
Correct.
So you're bringing in the glow in the dark art and bringing the pictures out, bringing the inner beauty out and portraying that. And what I love about photography, especially like you mentioned, that not touching it up and letting it be raw, then you can really see what the person's emotion was, what the person's face was, what they really look like in that moment in time, in that period. Just like the beauty that I see too when you take pictures of kids. You always try to get them to act a certain way or behave a certain way, and for their school picture even. And yet when they were 5 years old, they loved wearing that, or they liked behaving that way, or they liked looking a certain way.
Right.
And that's the beauty of when you capture it on your camera. You know, it might look this way now, but in 2 minutes it'll look something different.
Exactly. It's almost like an impressionist painting, if you would.
Exactly. And you mentioned too, you don't like anybody seeing your work until after it's done?
Exactly, because it's like people like to put their 2 cents in, as you know, the 2 cent Charlie phrase.
2 cent Charlie?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm taking offense. Give me $1 at least.
Yeah, inflation, right?
Yeah.
When people put their opinions or anything into an unfinished product, then it becomes not great after a while. So I tell everyone, you know, I'm doing this on my own, you know, just sit over there, enjoy yourself, do something, distract yourself while I finish.
Bring me food, but don't bother me when I'm working.
Yeah. You can bring the food into the cave, but don't bother the bear, or he'll bite you.
So you're a grumpy photographer, huh?
Yeah,
not like Austin Powers. Give me the tiger.
Yeah.
Give me the tiger.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that you're going on tour coming up. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. As you know, I did do some shows, Art Shanghai, Art Basel, and the next one will be here at the Skyline Hotel, where I'll be showing the colorful beast, the men of color, or the colorful beast in here at the Skyline.
Here at the Skyline. And for those of you who are interested, Leo is actually Terrence's manager, and he is turning the Skyline Hotel into an art hotel where it's featuring a lot of different artists and photographers at the hotel, and it's just beautiful. I've been walking around the hotel today, and it's wonderful. It's here on 49th and 10th Avenue in Manhattan. So if you're not in New York City, you can always come and travel. Great reason to come to New York. And see all this wonderful art. So Terrence, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
And good luck in all the places that you're going, Shanghai and Dubai and Miami, because you also have a really big schedule.
Yes,
so
I do.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.